Welcome back to the WatchGecko channel. I am very excited to be joined by Darren. He is a podcast host, watch brand owner, tech entrepreneur, Instagram personality. The list is endless. And he's brought some of his incredible watches to share with us today. And what are you wearing on the wrist as well, Darren?
So today, my latest acquisition is the amazing Micromilspec Milgraph.
That's a very cool watch. And we've got lots more to get through, so let's get into the video. Darren, I'm a bit blown away here. This is easily, by far and away, the best collection we have ever featured on the channel. Thank you so much for coming all the way from London to share this with us. We've got a lot of watches to talk about, but I want to find out a bit more about you. So who you are, what your background is, how you came to love watches, and how you ended up with this on the table that we've got sitting in front of us.
Yeah, so I'm Darren. I'm a watch addict. I've been collecting since I was about 12 years old. I think what really got me into watches was a Casio databank originally, which I desperately wanted, begged my parents for. I had put a reward chart together. I had to behave myself for 3 months, and that was kind of my first watch I really got excited about, and then just caught the bug from then on. But obviously the collection sort of matured over the years. But in terms of me, so I work in the tech sector. I look after teams that head up product management and software engineering. But on the side, so some people might know my Instagram account, Diverse Watch Collector. They may have heard my voice on That Watch podcast, or they may have seen a kid's watch that I launched recently called Sher Watches. So various different avenues to find me.
Yeah, you're very, very connected within the community. And so I was going to ask actually, so the podcast, it's been going for a few years now, hasn't it? It's,
it has, yeah.
It's yourself, Matt and G that co-host it.
Myself, Matt and G, yeah.
And then you get loads of brilliant guests on, and I've loved listening to it for the last year or so. It's been amazing listen. Do you feel like that has almost fueled the addiction, would you say?
Definitely. I think the podcast and Matt and G and the influence we have on each other, and just being on Instagram, I think was probably one of the worst and best decisions I made a few years ago when it came to sort of seeking out the watch community.
Oh, very cool. So what are some of your philosophies then around collecting watches? Do you sort of go after high end, low end, everything in between? What sort of interests you? Everything.
So, the pieces in my collection are really varied. I mean, as mentioned, my Instagram handle is Diverse Watch Collector. And that's, really my ethos is I would love to own 2 great examples of a watch from each brand. I think fun is in variety, and when you switch up every day to have something completely different on your wrist is where I get really excited.
Absolutely. I can definitely attest to the diversity of this collection. We've got everything from some Seikos, we've got CWC down here, we've got Patek, we've got Vacheron, we've got Breguet, we've got some Rolex. It's just, yeah, absolutely phenomenal, the variety that's here. So we've got far too many watches to talk about in one video.
Yeah.
So can you pick some of your favourites to show us and tell us a bit about the story behind them?
Yeah, so I guess we can start, I don't know, do I pick it up?
Yeah, go for it.
We can start, I guess, with the watch that just fascinates me. And this is the Bulgari Octo Finissimo. It's an automatic watch, but it's also a GMT and a chronograph. Yet the movement in this is only 3.3 mils thick. So it still holds, as far as I know, the world record for the thinnest automatic chronograph GMT. This one's slightly different from others you might see because it's got the sketch dial, and that was to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Octo Finissimo. So these sketches were actually taken from the original designer's drawings, which they then created into a dial for the anniversary. So this one just blows my mind every time. It's really clever. Like if you look at the case back, it's got a peripheral rotor, and that's to keep the movement as thin as possible. So it's got a rotor that runs around the whole movement. But even the attention to detail, like on the actual bracelet, it's got milled out sections for where the clasp folds into it, just to keep everything super, super slim.
Wow. I guess if you didn't have those mill things in the bracelet, the clasp would probably be thicker than the watch itself, and you can't be having that. Yeah, that's just the attention to detail on that is fascinating.
Exactly. And I think Bulgari don't quite get the appreciation they should. They're real leaders in watchmaking. I think they hold about 10 world records now for their movement innovation. But I think they will be a future classic. I think.
Well, absolutely. I think because it is a fashion brand, aside from the watchmaking, I think maybe they've kind of been lumped in with the likes of like Emporio Armani and Gucci and that kind of thing, which I feel like is a real shame, because this is nothing like those watches, is it?
No.
This is true watchmaking at its finest.
No, I mean, obviously, Bulgari is most known for their jewellery making, but they've been in the watch game for quite some time. They produce what I think is probably the best women's watch that exists, which is the Serpenti, which is absolutely stunning. They've just produced an automatic movement for that, so... real great watch brand, I think. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. I was going to ask actually as well, so it seems like if you listen to the podcast, it seems like it's almost every week that either yourself, Matt, or G has sold something or bought something new. Would you say that this is kind of the core that sticks around? Do things rotate fairly frequently? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the core. I know in a recent episode we spoke about kind of reducing to 11, so the core definitely exists in here. there's
more than 11.
There's 22 here, but yeah, these are some of my favourites, which I thought I'd bring along today.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Okay, what can you show us next?
Right, where should we go? So this one is always very popular. And this is my only birth year watch, actually, in the collection. So this is the Omega Seamaster 120 from 1979. It's got an integrated bracelet design. It's kind of nicknamed the Baby Ploprof because it shares a dial design with the Ploprof. And yeah, stunning integrated bracelet. And I just absolutely love this watch. And I'm so confused as to why Omega don't reissue this. I think they should slow down on the S&P 300s and Speedmasters and go deeper into their catalogue. So it's got Bakelite bezel insert. This one has had the dial and hands replaced by Omega, but I do have the originals. Thankfully, Omega give you everything back. So
that's good. Is the bezel original?
The bezel was original.
Wow.
Yeah, those aren't easy to source.
No, not at all.
But at some point, I may get the original dial and hands back in.
Brilliant. Oh, it's a beautiful watch. I love the pop of orange on the minute hand as well. It's one of those things that's so functional for diving, but then when you just see it as a design thing, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, some of my favourite watches have an orange hand of some sort, including the one I'm wearing.
Yeah, you're wearing the Micromilspec Milgraph at the moment, which you actually just picked up at Manchester Watch Show.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke, I was wearing this. I just picked it up I mean, this is another example, like, from brands big and small, I'm just so impressed, and even more so around what's happening in the micro brand space. And Micromilspec are just an incredible brand that have also a real strong military connection. So I think there's great stuff to be had at every budget level.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Speaking of every budget level, shall we make our way up to something a bit more ridiculous?
Sure.
We've got 3 incredibly sort of high-end grail pieces. I guess you would sort of class them as for anyone. Can you take us through this Breguet in particular, because I believe this is particularly special for you?
Yeah, so the Breguet for me, this was a grail watch for me for a very long time. And I'm fascinated with watch movements in general. So as a kind of a side hobby, I do watch restoration. I buy vintage watches and restore them. So I'm just really fascinated by the movements. And I always wanted a full open work dial design where you could actually appreciate and actually really see how hard this movement is constantly working for every minute of every day. And I think Breguet just do it in the most stunning way. So this was based on their subscription pocket watch, I think it was called. So that's what this movement's based on. But yeah, to me, Breguet is another brand that I just feel doesn't quite get enough recognition. It's got an unbelievable history, probably the greatest history of all watch brands. And the level of watchmaking, the guilloche dial, the coin edge case, it's just, it's an absolutely stunning piece. And thankfully, Breguet are doing great things again. They've had some really good releases. But yeah, this was quite a moment for me, getting this watch. I think I had to consolidate a few pieces for it, but it still blows my mind every time.
It was worth it then?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is beautiful. It's lovely to see the balance wheel on the front, because exhibition case backs are brilliant at showing you the movement and the watchmaking inside.
Yeah.
When they're on the wrist, you can't see them. So that's what I love about this, is that, as you say, you can see it working so hard, and it's almost like it's got a heartbeat, because you can tangibly see and feel that movement working. It's just beautiful.
No, exactly. And it's got, so this is the Tradition 7097, which has got the retrograde seconds as well. So it's great watching that drop every 60 seconds.
That's very cool.
A lot of entertainment on that dial.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I guess the other one that was a real grail for me, and I got fairly recently, I think it's coming up to a year ago, is the Vacheron overseas dual time. Obviously, it had to be with the blue dial. I think Vacheron do the best blue dials.
I would agree with that.
I may be wrong on these facts, but I think it's like a sunray dial base, but then they do layers and layers and layers of lacquer, which just give it an incredible depth. So in a lot of lights, it looks black, but then all of a sudden the light hits it and there's just this real depth of blue. I travel quite a bit, so for me, you'll see a lot of GMTs or dual times or travel times in my collection. I mean, this is probably the piece, if I could only have one watch, this would be the one. It's a really versatile piece. It came with extra strap options. It's got a rubber strap, leather strap, and it's got a quick release. It's just so easy to change up. So a really versatile piece, and the bracelet is just stunning.
It is. I was massively impressed the first time I tried on an overseas, because I'd heard people sort of talking about them, but I feel like with all the integrated bracelet hype that happened a few years ago, of the three, the Nautilus, the Royal Oak and the overseas, I feel like the overseas kind of got neglected a little bit. Obviously it was still hyped, but it sort of got overlooked a little bit. I think it was a real shame, because for me the design of this is so interesting, and the functionality, and particularly because you've got the GMT function in this, but it's still so slim and it's still waterproof. Yeah. And it's slightly, I don't want to say understated, because it is very shiny. Yeah. But it doesn't shout at you like a Royal Oak does.
Yeah, and this is a Trinity watch you can swim with, you can do anything with. I think it's 200 meters that you can swim up to. So it's got a screw down crown, the other pusher underneath, that's for the date change, that's screwed down. But in my opinion, out of the Trinity, Vacheron is the best. In my opinion, it's the only of the Trinity that carries the Geneva seal. Obviously, Patek dropped that a few years ago, and they produce the least amount. I think they still produce around 25,000 pieces a year, which is much lower compared to AP and Patek. But yeah, no, absolutely love that watch.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking you did have an AP at one point?
I had an AP, yeah. I had an AP offshore.
Yes.
Which was a bit of a beast, but I had quite a few issues with the chronograph on that. And that's when it was still the older movement, which was like a sandwiched movement. So I think it was kind of renowned of having issues. So yeah, I got rid of that one.
No, I think this is a much better option, in my opinion.
I think so too. It definitely wears a lot better, and also it's a bit more under the radar compared to an offshore.
Absolutely. Okay, something a little bit weird. This Zenith chronograph.
Yes.
I've never seen one before. What can you tell us about this?
So this is the Zenith Rainbow Flyback, produced in the late 90s and early 2000s. So this was a watch that was commissioned by the French Air Force. And what's really interesting about this watch is it's probably the only watch, I think, that was first released with a Luminova lume plots and handset. But at the request of the military, because the Luminova wasn't bright enough, they actually switched to tritium for the later models. So this is a tritium one.
Okay, so they've done the reverse of what every other brand was doing.
They did the reverse, yeah. And it's you know when it's a tritium one, because you'll see a T at the 6 o'clock either side of the marker, but you'll know you have a very rare Luminova one when instead of the T's you've got dots. So yeah, I'm on the hunt for one of those. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, absolutely love this watch. Like you say, not many people have heard of it and seen it, but when people do, they absolutely love it. And I've got a bit of a thing for Zenith, to be honest.
Oh yeah, of course. So there's three in this top row.
Yeah.
I just love the colours on it as well. I mean, going back to the orange hand thing as well, but there's some yellow, there's some green, there's the black dial, and then the tritium started to age really nicely as well. Yeah. So you've got all those kind of different shades and tones. Yeah. And it does look busy, but I think it's quite legible as well.
It is, yeah. And I've got the bracelet for it, but it actually looks, funny enough, it looks best on an ATO, and I'm still trying to find a strap for it. So hopefully you can sort that out for me. We can find a strap.
We might have one or two straps next door, so we can take a look.
I'm at the right place.
Okay, so the last watch I wanted to touch on, and it's a shame we haven't got time to talk about every single piece here because everything you've got is absolutely incredible and beautiful. But the watch that I think tells a really lovely story is this Pelagos.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about this?
So this is probably the most sentimental piece in my collection. So it's the Tudor FXD Pelagos, which I think is the best fixed bar watches you can get. I think it's something that's really unique to Tudor. But the reason this watch is so special to me is because the guys that I do the podcast with, Matt and G, we together were out one day and decided to hell with it. Let's all get a watch together. So this is kind of like a team watch, if you like. And then we went and got the case backs engraved with our initials and also the lat longs of where we bought the watch. But yeah, this is the only watch I would say in my collection that is a never sell. It's really got that sentimental value that I share with the other guys. So yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's so nice to have watches that have memories attached to them, isn't it? It just makes them so much more than just timepieces. It's like it's a companion or a memory of a time and of an amazing project as well. I think that the podcast is arguably one of the best watch podcasts out at the moment.
Thank you very much.
It's really, truly a brilliant podcast. You have a lot of. This isn't everything that you own, is it?
No.
If we're being honest, there's a few pieces at home still.
Yes.
I know you're consolidating at the moment, but is there anything on your radar that you would like to pick up in the future? Is there some pieces you would let go of to get something incredible? So what might be in the future for this collection?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm completely honest, I feel like I'm in a really good place. I know this is a very dangerous thing to say, and everyone will probably say I'm lying, but I do feel like I'm in a really good place. If anything, I'm super excited about the microbrand space. The Micromilspec I just picked up, I absolutely love. Really excited to see what they got coming next. I've got the Serica 5303, an unbelievable watch. And now having my own microbrand, I have a real greater appreciation of what other brands are doing. That said, I mean, if money was no object, I'd get an MB&F legacy machine. Perpetual calendar would be amazing. But certainly in terms of the higher end pieces, I feel like I'm in a good place. And, if there was something with a higher price tag, I'd probably need to consider consolidating. But yeah, mainly my head's in the microbrand space at the moment, interestingly.
Oh, that's brilliant. There are some incredible watches coming out from microbrands. I talk about Serica quite frequently on the magazine and how much I love not just their watches but the whole brand as well. It's like almost a lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
I love particularly the PLD which you have here. Yeah. It's one of my favourite releases from them. So there is some really amazing stuff coming from some of the smaller brands.
Yeah, and some of them may not have the history, but a lot of them, like Serica actually, and Micromilspec, have a proper military connection. Yeah. So, where we might like some of the more established brands and their military history, there are micro brands that are doing military now. So I think it's a really exciting space. Yeah, it's an exciting time as well because all of that innovation that happened with some of the more established brands during their time working with militaries is happening now with some of the newer brands. And almost the lack of history allows newer brands to innovate more and be more playful and more fun. Exactly. So it is a really exciting time to be in the micro brand space, I would say. 100%, yeah. Now, out of all of these watches that we have in front of us, there's two that are arguably the most special out of them. So you have your own brand. Yes. Now, what can you tell us about these two beautiful little watches that we have in front of us? Yeah, so about 8 months ago, my son and I decided to launch our own watch brand. And whilst we've started with a kids watch, the intention isn't just to be a kids watch brand, so there will be some adult watches coming out. But something that was really important to me was trying to solve this issue that we've got now of kids not being able to tell the time on an analog watch. And it's not just kids, it's teenagers as well. Schools across the country, including my kids' school, are removing analog clocks, replacing them with digital ones. Because teenagers in exam halls can't tell the time. And I think without kids being surrounded by analog clocks, they're just not learning the skill. They might be taught at school, but they're not having that repetition. I struggled as a kid to tell the time. And then when I saw my own son and my daughter struggle, I thought, well, why don't I just turn this passion into something useful? And I worked on a dial design with my son and kept testing, can he read the time? And then all of a sudden we hit it. and it worked, and his face lit up when he could tell the time for the first time. And then I decided to, contact manufacturers. I had some really good recommendations from other micro brands that I've collected. They put me in touch with their contacts, and we produced our first watch, which is the Sher Kids watch. The thing, though, is my son was very clear that he wanted it to be a proper grown-up watch for kids, not a plasticky watch like you get with most. So it's full adult specs, a stainless steel case, sapphire crystal, screw-down crown. The dial is fully loomed. It's 100-meter water resistant, so you don't need to take it off. And then, soft silicone strap with quick release bars. So all the specs that I would want. And more importantly for my son, he wanted a watch that he could confidently wear at school and didn't look childish, if you like. So the response has been fantastic. Really, really pleased with how it's been received. And we got some more colors on the way, which maybe by the time this goes out, we'll have a pink and a blue model as well. And hopefully it will go from strength to strength.
I'm sure it will. Having seen some of the reviews, it's not just kids that love this.
Yeah, I've got adult customers as well.
Absolutely. Well, including Chris Eubank Jr. as well. Recently, that was a bit of a surprise for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The thing I love about this is that, yes, it has a clear mission, and that mission is incredibly positive, and to allow kids to learn the skills that are arguably being lost in the modern era. I think that's an incredible mission to have. But not only that, it is a true watch. It's going to survive falling out of trees and splashing in puddles and going on beaches and everything that kids love to do. But it's still that fun, easy to read, durable. It just does everything that you'd want a watch to do. So it's been really, really well designed. I'm incredibly impressed with this watch.
Oh, thank you.
And it's not very expensive either, is it?
No. So it was really important to me that we priced it in a way that reflected it as a child's watch. So as a business, it's probably not the smartest decision, but the margins are quite small on this, but we sell it for £95.
Wow.
And it comes with both straps. So it comes the white and black strap and a case as well. But to me, the most important thing was the mission and trying to empower kids, if you like, to tell the time. And the next step, we've got an adult watch coming as well, which is actually going to be a collaboration with That Watch podcast. And that's very much a watch that represents myself, Matt and G, and hopefully the community will respond well to it.
Well, I've seen a few sneak previews that you've shown me at shows over the last couple of months, and it does look exactly like if the three of you were to come together and build a watch of everything that you talk about on the podcast, it would be that. So I'm excited to see the
hopefully the combo works,
I'm sure it will. Yeah. Great minds come together to create something brilliant. They come in these little handy donuts as well, don't they?
They do, great case. I didn't want to just chuck it in a box that will never get used, so something the kids can just put it in and travel with. Not that they need to take it off, but there you go.
It's brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay, well, Darren, thank you so much for coming in and sharing this incredible collection with us, and the Sher watch. It's so lovely to see it in person again. Where can people find out more about you, your collection, and the brand?
So for my collection, I'm on Instagram, Diverse Watch Collector. For the podcast, on Instagram, it's at That Watch Podcast. It's the same name on Spotify and iTunes. And most importantly, for the watch brand, Sher Watches, go to sherwatch.com. That's SHER watch.com.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. All of those links will be in the description below, so make sure to check them all out. And while you're down there, please do give this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe to the WatchGecko channel, hitting that notification bell so that you never miss a new upload. But until the next video, we'll see you all again next time.